Right.
You ever see these guys? The Steelers Dynasty podcast. What morons. Bubba is funny, but that Shane guy's a simpleton. Jamie, pull that clip up. Yeah, the Steelers Dynasty one. Can you believe these dumb Steelers? Fans, watch this crap. Yeah, that's it. Look at these two. Wow. You're watching the Steelers Dynasty podcast with Bubba and Shane. These guys are morons, really dumb, funny, but dumb.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Steelers Dynasty podcast. I'm your host, Bubba Brewer, my co-host, special field correspondent, Shane Stodmiller. We just did a show with Mark from Steelers Nation Australia, Steelers 2025 football schedule, and people are like, hey, you guys going to do a show? And I'm like, oh, my God, I don't know if I have anything else to do in my life but talk Steelers football. And Shane's like, well, I'm okay, Bubba. Are you okay? And what'd you say, Shane?
I said, I still think we're dumb and funny, so let's just still be dumb and funny for another hour.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the Steelers schedule is out. And how do you like that schedule?
No new news, but Bubba, you went, what was your record? What'd you pick them to be?
I don't know. I thought I went 12-5, or Mark said I had a loss, and I might have to go through that again, but I don't know. Well, it all depends. So here's
11-6.
There's the schedule, ladies and gentlemen. So I mean,
yeah,
September 7th. You got your Thursday night game where the world champion Philadelphia Eagles face the Cowboys, and I totally forgot the Here, let me get to the side on how we can do that. No, that's good. That's fine. Good.
Let's move on.
There we go. So yeah, I'm okay with this. I didn't think the Jets, and I didn't see anything until we did our show with Mark. I had no idea, and George, we did this show for you, brother. You know what I mean? Like, this is how we are. We are so close to hitting 400, Shane. I can smell it in the air.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. I was at Giant Eagle, and I got some T-shirts to give away. So, guys, it's coming. I can smell that 400. So,
well, Patricia, I got to get your stuff mailed out. I have the hat, and these are the lovely hats.
Yeah.
These are the hats. Great stuff by S&S Screen Printing. Pat Usick does great work. You know what I mean? And we're trying to do other giveaways, and this whole season's going to be crazy. And it started tonight. I mean, look at us. We're doing another show after we just did an hour and a half of another show. Like,
this is like when
I was look at.
I was doing 3 shows a night back when I was doing two West Virginia shows. It was crazy. It was craziness.
Yeah, we put it together. I got no thumbnail. I just went over and did it. And the reason why we do a show on Wednesdays at 9. We always do it at 9 o'clock. And we're also part of Sports Vival with JT Toth and the boys, and we're the only Steeler podcast. So on our Wednesday shows, I download it and send it to JT so they can put it on the website. Oh, and speak of Band-Aids, there he is. Burns says 9-8 and wild card.
I can see that.
Well, hey, we're in there. Devil said it's 4-13. And I know he's just doing that. But I got some little bit more stuff for every game here. We're not going to pick because we'll do that. We'll do that closer to when the kickoff season is. Oh, he's optimistic. Yeah, I don't know. He must be feeling good today. So Burns is taking him in.
It's the difference of 2 wins. You think that is about an accurate statement? The difference between Mason and AA Ron would be about 2 wins, give or take.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if they sign him, I mean, he's still a Hall of Fame quarterback. It all depends. A ball can bounce here, bounce there. And you know what I mean? Like, I just don't like that bye week, but that bye week did come good after the London campaign. Because they'll need, I predicted no, I didn't go 15-2.
I think you had 5 losses, something like that.
Yeah, I had 5 losses, Burns. So And there's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of games that have meaningful. Like if Aaron Rodgers signs on the 7th, the 7th will be, Rodgers versus, it's going to be a big game anyway, even if Mason Rudolph is quarterback, because we're going against Justin Fields. So that game has a storyline. Okay. And then the second game, September 14th, Metcalf's going against his old team. That's a storyline. So let me get to where I wanted to do this, and maybe I can read it off here. Okay. The Steelers will appear in 4 primetime games, as we see, 2 at Heinz Field, because I don't call it Ashby-Shore Stadium, Shane. I never will.
No.
And what do you call it?
Three Rivers.
Three Rivers. Okay. And they're 2 on the road. And in addition, they'll play that big, huge Dublin game that Mark's going over against Minnesota at the Croke Park in Ireland.
9:30 a.m.
Are
you making
you
breakfast?
You can eat pancakes. Well, you can eat pancakes for that. Pancakes. Yeah, if you start drinking at 9:30, I'll be drunk by 11:30.
Nah, no way you're drinking that.
Yeah, so it also includes the 2025 slate, also includes 7 games against teams that appeared in the postseason last year. We didn't know that at the last show. And then it says the Steelers will once again open a season on the road. The 10th time in 11 years that the team will begin the season away from home. See, I didn't know that. Did you know that, Shane?
No, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they will take on New York Jets at MetLife on CBS week 1.
Now, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Let's shout out George, Doug, Daredevil, Afton, Brian, everybody in the chat. So thanks for popping in.
Thank you. We appreciate it, guys. We just did a show for an hour and a half, and we're coming back. So
we're going to do something here, guys. Bubba doesn't even know I'm going to throw this out. So let's see what's reaction.
I don't. Okay.
Let's rank the worst fans on this list.
Oh, that's good.
Who are proud? Okay, let's start with the best fans.
So are you going to do the worst fans on the 2025 schedule?
Yeah, worst fans of 2000, and we're also going to do, after we do that, who are some of the fans that aren't so bad? So I'm going to start off with the fans that aren't so bad. I would say the Chargers fans are probably the least arrogant, and just kind of like, they're kind of ambivalent. They're just a casual fan base, I would say.
Is that your number one? Is that your number one least
obnoxious? Yeah.
Okay. Number one is the Charger fans.
Second would probably be Miami. And then third, for the least arrogant, would be the Lions. They're very humble. They're just like,
okay. I would say mine. Hi, Patricia. Getting that hat out to you, dear. I swear to God, as God is my witness. I would say the Detroit Lions for me on this list.
Yep.
Would be number 1. And maybe the Colts, because they have nothing to be. They can't be. I don't hate a Colts fan. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate the organ. I mean, I don't think they're that bad. So I would go Detroit and then the Lions. I mean, Detroit, damn, they are the Lions. Detroit and the Colts.
Yeah, I could see that. Absolutely. Okay. Now, this is where we start to roll up our sleeves and talk about.
Yeah. I can do top 10 fucking terrible fans right now.
There, and you tell me if they're in the top 5 for the shittiest fans on the schedule.
Okay.
I'll start with Jets.
Jets are your number 1.
Top 5, huh?
Is that your number 1, or are you going 5 and up? Are we going 5? Are we going 5 to 1?
No, I'm just throwing it out there. I think we can figure it out together, because I think the Jets make the top 5 for shittiest fans.
Jets fans are terrible. They have nothing to cheer for, and it's got that New York mentality.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think they would I would think the Jets fans
top
suck.
5? Would the
Yeah,
Bears?
yeah.
Would the Bears make your list, Bubba?
No, the Bears would not make my list.
Okay.
Because they are just looking for a winning season.
Okay.
So
would the Jets be the top 3 on your list for shitty fans?
who?
The Jets. Would they make the top 3 or just
No?
top 5?
They would. They'd make the top 5. They would not make the top 3.
Okay.
I already got my 3.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, my 3 would be, it would be Cincinnati, Cleveland, Baltimore, and then 4 would be New England back in the day, and then the Buffalo Bills were fucking pretty bad.
Okay. So the Jets would be on like at 6.
Yeah, I got 6. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have to say, I think it's a dead heat for the Jets and the Bills. And I would rather deal with Bills fans than Jets fans. So I would have to move the Jets to probably the 4 or the 5 spot.
I think the only cool thing about the Buffalo Bill fans is the Buffalo Wings, and they put people through tables. The Jets fans just chant JETTTTSZ.
Right.
Jets. I spelled it
Bills
wrong.
have at least been to a few Super Bowls. Never won any, but
they're 0-4.
Yeah.
And if they don't get to use Josh Allen in his prime, they might never get that. Oh, and Doug says he got respect for Bills fans for shoveling out the snow.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, that's I don't have a problem with them.
I don't think they're the top. The worst fans to me are the Ravens fans. I think they're number 1. I think they're just I think I could never go to a stadium like that because I've heard stories of Ravens fans pissing on, Steeler fans and all that other stuff. And I'm sure they could say that, if this was another show that wasn't a Steeler show, I'm sure the Steeler fans would probably be number 1 in everybody's eyes.
Now, I'm going to go with Daredevil here, okay? Browns, Bengals, Shepherds. Mine's just a little bit different. I'm going to tell you something that you probably already know, but the Browns are number 1 because they're the scab Browns. The real Browns are the Ravens, so I have them, the real Browns, at number 2. The current Cleveland Browns are scab Browns. They're like they're not even real Browns, so that's why I have them at number 1.
Okay.
I have the Dirty Birds at number 2, and the Bengals. The Bengals are just
Cleveland. They're just Cleveland's illegitimate stepchild.
Yeah, they have Josh. They have Josh. They got a good quarterback, but that's about it.
They do. That's it. And they got $200 million offense and a $5 dime defense. Oh, we didn't. Well, I'm sure the Philadelphia fans were bad and Cowboys, but we're not playing them on the schedule. We're just going off the schedule that we're playing.
So this is the title of the thumbnail. It's probably gonna be, we're ranking the worst fans on the schedule. Worst fans on the schedule, and I will make that thumbnail.
You know what I mean? And I like it that we don't have any holiday games because I like to enjoy my holidays because I don't want to be cramming turkey down my throat and worrying about the Steelers during Thanksgiving or Christmas. That gets a lot of stress on me.
It's not really. I don't think it's stressful, Bubba. It's just the wife will give you a little bit of a hard time if you're not.
Oh yeah, right? Like I got to do Christmas stuff, and there I am glued to the TV. We're doing a live stream, doing a Steeler live stream, and Christmas people are opening gifts. Yeah, I'll be outside like Gumby in Saturday Night Live.
That present looks good. Yeah. Okay. What's that guy?
Yeah. Yeah. So but I think the Ravens are the worst on this schedule. I can't stand Ravens podcasters. You know what I mean? They last year that one Jamoki, stole sent our stuff up me, and when we did the Tuesday show and put it on his site. So I just think he's a jackass. So and Mark is right. The Ravens fans are the worst. And they're so bad. I mean, their tight end, cost them going to, he dropped that pass. Mark Andrews, I think they're looking to cut him. And also they need a kicker because their kicker is, he likes to do some crazy stuff.
Yeah. And he's a good kicker, but
not anymore. He's not. It's what have you done for me lately? And Justin Tucker has not done a lot of good. And that's going to be a stigma that could help out the Steelers this year in his schedule. A new Ravens kicker coming to Heinz Field. It's hard to kick in Heinz Field. So there we go. And some of these games are going to be won off of my man, Boswell. We didn't even talk about that on the last show when Mark was hosting with the Mostest.
There because I had a T-shirt idea, Bubba.
Ooh, let me hear it. I love T-shirt ideas.
It's like, please shank it. I'll give you happy finishing.
Yeah, I don't know how many we'd sell those though.
I don't know, maybe 4 or 5. It'd be a $5 shirt on the strip.
Yeah, because it costs a lot more to print those up.
Yeah, I don't know how they make money on the strip with those $5 and $10 shirts.
They because they have them by the bulk. They have like 500 shirts at $5 a pop, and it's mass produced, and goes like that. But I mean, I don't know. So, are you okay with this schedule?
I guess we have to be. It's a hell of a lot better than the last year's schedule. Now, it's backloaded with a lot of tough teams, but I'd rather have. We talked about that last week. I'd rather have that, or last night. Sorry, Tuesday. I'd rather have a couple games to get, because by the bye week, you're going to know what kind of Steelers team you have. Are you going to have a 9 or 8 win team, or are you going to have a 11 or 12 win team? We will know by the bye week. Absolutely.
Well, but last year we were 10 and 3, and then the bottom fell out.
Well, I think we got a little bit, and then the preseason they looked really good too. So that really changed my tune. Like the fact in the preseason they looked so dominant.
That's funny. That's funny right there. Dougie P said most Ravens fans are clueless. I agree. But I don't know. But also too, when we had that fumble and then the bottom fell out, and then back-to-back losses, Christmas Day, and then it just never transpired. We just couldn't get back on track. And it could happen. It could happen starting on November 30th, and the only easy game would be the Dolphins in that little 6-game stretch there. It could be the same effect in a different, like I'm looking at it at a different coin. You know what I mean? Not the coin like, oh, hey, we're going to take all 6 games. Steelers are going to go, 5-1 in the last part of the year.
Yeah.
I got them going real good in the early part. And they're going to let me ask you a question though. Out of all these games, what game would be the game that the Steelers underplay against their opponent? Where they should win, but they don't.
The one game that would probably be the easiest would be Miami.
Okay.
Miami comes to town. Everybody, they're thinking, especially this is it, guys. And everybody says, "Oh, there's no such thing as trap games." Bullshit. They go to Baltimore and they win December 7th. They come back, all happy. Christmas around the corner. December 15th, night game. Miami rolls into town and kicks ass.
See, Mark agrees with you. Mark agrees with you, Miami. I could see that, or I could see Chicago. Like I said before, I could see them just look deflated against Chicago, and Chicago comes out and just looks like a dominating Chicago team, which is high surprise, and then we get our asses beat. Joey said the worst loss was against the Browns, and that was the snowy one that we should have won. Joey, like I said before, God bless you for your service. Keep it up, kid. And Devil says, if the Bears, unless Rodgers is in. So Rodgers is going to be a deterrent on how we're going to be.
Yeah, man. I don't even want to bring that up because I'm thinking to myself, well, what are we going to do here?
It's a soap opera, man. I'm telling you, this quarterback dilemma, It's like beating your head against a concrete wall. Last year it was a receiver wall. This year, and we still need a receiver too. I don't care what anybody says. We need somebody to step up because we can't have the same problem as we had last year when Pickens went out and we didn't have anybody. Can't have that.
No, you can't. It has to be.
So it has to be something. So let me read a little bit more. Okay. Now, with the Jets, a little bit of historical things here. Despite their first meeting taking place in 1970, the Steelers and the Jets have only played 28 times, with the Steelers holding a 21-7 series advantage. The Steelers defeated the Jets 37-15 in 2024 when your boy Beanie Bishop intercepted Aaron Rodgers twice for his first 2 career interceptions. Okay.
Yep.
Now I'm doing statistics stuff about the games. Steelers take a home opener in week 2. Seattle Seahawks come to town. It's on Fox because that'll be an NFC team. It'll be the first time Metcalf, that's another story.
That's another story.
So he's 6 years in Seattle, So the first game and the second game are some storylines. They're on the road up in going to New England. And now it would be the third meeting in 4 years between these teams. And we haven't played them very good where we should have beat them, and we haven't. Okay. And now, like I said, the fourth game is over in Ireland. We'll be doing a live stream. Mark will be over there drinking and partying, and we'll doing whatever.
I'm gonna cut a snippet or two for us, a little video clip of a live from.
Dude, he's going to be so drunk. Let's just get real. He's going to be partying. He's going to be drinking. Drinking some Jameson, and it's going to be something. And a lot of Art Rooney's dad. Dan served as the ambassador to Ireland from 2009 to 2012, and he co-founded the Ireland Funds in 1976. So the Rooney family has a big passion for Ireland. So that's going to be huge. It could be a home game. So week 5 is a bye. Now, you think that bye is good at that time, Shane?
That's where you have to put it. I mean, because you got a little bit of bumps and bruises after the first 4 games. You kind of can make an adjustment if say you go 2-2, you're going to have to make some adjustments. For crying out loud, you can't. You're talking about the season just going to shit.
Yeah, the quarterback is Donald's quarterback for, I think.
Yeah,
yeah. So, and then we have, after the bye is our first AFC opponent, Cleveland Browns. That's a 1:00 game, CBS. Now the Steelers have an 82-64 1 advantage in the series against the Browns. Splitting the series the last 3 years with both teams winning their home games. I did not know that. I probably did, but all these history stuff is kind of whatever. Okay, and then the team, week 7, Thursday Night Football. We all said Thursday Night Football sucks. I believe you took the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday night.
I did. I think that's a legitimate bugaboo for them.
And it's on Prime Video. It will be the first of 3 games in prime time in a 4-week stretch for the Steelers. Okay. And then the Steelers come back on week 8, Sunday night, as you can see there. Sunday night at 8:20. I don't like Sunday night games, especially if you got to work Monday.
I'm not a big fan of it either.
Yeah, it's hard to do. So we got week 9. Week 9 are the only back-to-back games at Heinz Field all season. They host the Colts. And the Steelers hold a 27-8 advantage in the series against the Colts, winning the 8 of the last 10 meetings, but last year losing. And maybe the year before, the last 2 times, I think they lost to them, I think, if I'm correct. No, I don't know if anybody, we don't play.
No.
Nope.
We play the Sunday before Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving's on the 27th this month, or not this month, this year.
Right.
Can you believe we're talking about that? It's not even.
Yeah. Well, I'm good. I don't want to play on Thanksgiving. I like to enjoy Thanksgiving. I didn't like it. I didn't like Christmas. I don't like holiday football games because, like you said, the family, you got to do family stuff, and you can only, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'll catch a lot of heat if I'm like doing Steeler stuff for 10 hours and I've got to do family stuff.
Right.
So, and then that's the game you would want to go to was week 10 to go to the Los Angeles Chargers.
I have
night game.
In about 15 years, probably been 15, 18 years since I've been out there. Like to see how it's changed. You go out there, check it out.
I would like to go to San Diego Con, and that is it for me. That's the only thing I want to do in my life.
And try to reenact the intro for Three's Company.
Yeah, and then come and knock on your door. Yeah, but that's the only reason why I would want to go out west. Would go to be San Diego Con, but it's going to be more of a home game because the Steelers, when they play the Chargers, it is like a home game.
Yeah.
So it's this
out there. Snoop's going to be out there representing.
Well, hopefully he has a Steeler jersey and not a Chargers jersey.
Yeah, I think.
Well, he does that if the price is right. You know what I mean? It's the second straight year the two teams will meet. Steelers won last year 20-10. Calvin Austin had a big game. Yeah. They will be back facing Week 11 the Cincinnati Bengals. You know how that goes. It's going to be a slugfest. And then this is where they travel to Soldier Field for the first time since 2017.
Wow, 7 years.
Yes. Last meeting between the two teams in 2001, an exciting 29-27 Steelers win, thanks to the Boss with 26 seconds left to play. There's a little bit of historical fact, so, hey, those are the two oldest franchises. One of them, Chicago Bears, is always, we'll see how good they do. And then the 20th, we have a prime time 4:25 against the Buffalo Bills.
I think that now I'm going to stop you here.
Okay.
Question.
Okay.
You could only watch 3 of these games. What 3 would they be?
Okay. Well, one of them is going to be a Ravens game, of course.
Okay.
New England.
Really?
Yeah, I hate New England. I fucking can't stand them.
But go ahead.
And just because I would like to see how the Steelers fare against Detroit Lions, but Buffalo is somewhere there. Buffalo's right, but I have to go with 3, so that's my 3 I'm going.
I would have to say the Buffalo game would be number 1. I think that's going to be, exciting just to see how pair up against, I think, one of the best teams in the conference. But hey, guys, Lions, another game I'm looking forward to watching. But I would have to say the December 7th Ravens game.
Now, speaking of, before I get to the Lions game, okay, the Dolphins is the final prime time game of the season. Okay, Monday night. Now the Steelers are 54-25 all time on Monday Night Football, including 31-5 at home, including winning the last 22 games at home. Tomlin has guided the Steelers to a 21-3 record all time, including, get this, 11-0 at Heinz Field.
Really?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
Monday Night Football, the Steelers are the toughest teams ever in NFL history, I believe, and Tomlin is probably the winningest coach in Monday Night Football.
Yeah, and
he's 23 and 21 and 3.
Yeah,
and has to be.
The point about the 15th of December. I said that it might be a trap game, but if it's cold as shit, I really think the Steelers will pull that one off. But son of a gun, we hope it's cold. But there's been December games
Monday night,
60 degrees. You don't know.
Well, you never know. And then there's December games where it's minus 20. I know you don't want to go to a cold game, and I can't. I don't know if my body can do a cold game, even though I got a lot of insulation. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Devil says Monday night games They don't matter, he said. Fire Tomlin.
Oh, Daredevil.
Fire Tomlin already. People got their pitchforks and their torchies. So we talked about week 16 facing the defending NFC North champion Detroit Lions. That's a 4:25 game on CBS, mind you, not Fox.
Not Fox.
Okay.
I like CBS.
Now,
Bubba.
Yes.
Do you have a preference? I have a preference. I think CBS does a fantastic job.
Well, you get Paramount. You can get it on Paramount Plus, and you can watch it anywhere in your car while you're driving, which you're not supposed to do. And I have, you know what I mean. Fox does not have any streaming app unless you have your cable or whatever. So Paramount Plus, I rather watch it on that because sometimes I have to watch it in my car. Sorry, but I know it's against the law, but I can't miss a snap. So I'm driving and watching at the same time. So don't tell nobody, Shane.
I think they put a better product. I think Fox is too goofy with that robot.
Well, yeah. Well, Fox is Bradshaw. I love Terry Bradshaw, but a lot of those guys have to retire. Yeah, their show is like very whatever. But I did not know this when we were giving our picks. When the three of us were giving our picks, an hour and a half ago, the Steelers have won 5 out of the last 6 games against the Lions, dating back to 2001. And then they tied them in 2021. That's when me, Butch, and Nathan went, and I got on TV. I made the national headlines there because I got Teddy.
They panned to you, and you're like, yeah.
Well, I got Ted Galecki's ticket from Bob's Pizza, and Ted got great seats. So, yeah. And then, the week 17, and they finished with their, the Browns and the Ravens, and week 18 is going to be announced later on. So, but also too, we didn't talk about the preseason. Something new, people. The preseason.
Okay.
Week 1 against Jacksonville Jaguars, Saturday, August 9th, 7 p.m. at Everbank Stadium. Week 2, the preseason they will host the Tampa Bay Bucks. A little bit of Baker Mayfield coming to Pittsburgh on August 16th.
And they Shiloh Sanders. He's not he's not an asshole like his brother. He seems like a good kid.
Oh, okay. And then they close out the preseason on Thursday night against the very own Carolina Panthers. So I mean, that's just how it goes. So let me get to some comments here. I met the Fox robot in Houston.
I thought that was a fox rabbit. I thought it was a misprint, but I get it now.
Or maybe he met a fox.
Wow.
Realm. That's what he should have said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, wasn't that a fake X?
Yeah, he got catfished.
Yeah, it happens. Oh, wait. Oh, hey, Eric, how you doing? Oh, got it. Oh, sub. Enjoy your winning season.
Yeah, you can hear us.
Sub.
You control us.
You heard me talking trash, and you come down from the heavens to say, I'm going to rain on the Steelers parade. Well. Not so. It's not going to work.
I have the Steelers splitting the series. So
yeah, I mean, hey, Eric. Mark Andrews dropped a vital pass. I mean, it happens. Hopefully they don't rush. He wins the comment of the day. No, we should have like a hammer. When Devil makes a comment like that, we should have something. I'm going to have to look for something to do. Something as a poof. And then when Afton gives us knowledge, that's another one. Poof. Oh, see? Steelers fans are coming around.
Now everybody's getting rowdy.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be heated on. It's not even the schedule just come out and the heat is on.
And here's the thing, guys. This is the second show we've done in the past. We did an hour and a half show earlier, and so I don't think I have 50 minutes of wit and charm for you cats. I know you want it, but
I'm spicy. I could be a little spicy. I could be. I'm spicy.
Cowboys, the AFC.
Look at that. Subscribe. Okay, let me get to. Okay, there we go. Subscribe to us on YouTube, people. We are close to 400. Every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. We did a little bit later because we went live at 7:30 with our pal from down under. Wait a minute. Hold on. The AC. How was that?
Akadaka.
It's amazing. It's amazing what I learn every week. You know, when
understand them.
Yeah. Well, how would I would have never thought that doing podcast, I would actually be friends with a guy from Australia talking Steelers football. And every week it's, you know, it's some about food or terminology. Yes, there it is. Yes. Yeah.
Hemisphere hater. Is that what's going on?
No, I know. I love Australia. I told you I was going to be a sheep herder.
Shit.
You know, yeah, Akadaka. I'll never forget that. Every time I wear I'm gonna have to go get another AC/DC shirt just to do it. But I mean, look, we've been doing this, and I don't know. And if anybody is watching the NFL Network, have they got to the Steelers yet? That did they get to the Steelers yet and give them their final, or they haven't done it yet? Because I can't tell because we're doing podcasting. I can multitask, but it's very hard, you know. But hey, before we get out of here, because we're going to be wrapping it up here, and God bless you guys. We had almost 20 people in our chat tonight. Hats off to all you guys. Hit like and subscribe. We'll be back Tuesdays with Mark talking Steelers football. Me and Shane will be back Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock, and then I talk pulp culture on Thursdays at 9. And then wrestling it Friday on the Triple B Experience stuff. You know, they will lose. No quarterback. Well, no. Thank you, Afton.
This isn't hard work. This is hardly working.
You should see my real job. I do nothing. I rather do this all the time. But I wanted to say something before we get out of here. A good friend of ours is going through some hard times. Okay. And I tell you what, he's a hell of a guy, and he's getting rehab, and he tore his Achilles, and I helped him with the GoFundMe, and Chris is part of the APWF team, you know, being a booker and helping out. But I want to get to what I want to do here. I got to share the screen before we get out of here.
And if you don't know, on the channel here, Bubba owns a wrestling company in Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So Chris Royce, he goes by the name Chris Coleman, the world beater. He tore his Achilles, and I you know what? And he's a very proud man. He got let go on his job, and he has to do physical therapy to get back into the working environment. And he would never, ever do this because he's a proud individual, and I've known him since he was probably 17 years old. And, you know, times are tough. But, you know, he's looking just so he can pay his bills, you know, to pay his rent, you know what I mean, and try to, you know, get him to where he needs to be so he can go back into the workforce and do what he needs to do. So I will.
He just had surgery. So he just had surgery. Now he's on the mend. So this will help him cushion till he can get back. You know,
and it's so hard. And I never did a GoFundMe before, and we did it and helped him out, and it helped him keep the wolves at bay. But right now, I guess with physical therapy, it's not cheap, and he has to do this physical therapy stuff, and so he can get back into the workforce because he was a physical therapist. That's his job by trade. He got let go. They let him go. They wasn't supposed to, you know, do that, but they did. And, you know, he's just trying to, you know, do whatever. So I'm going to keep sharing this on all my stuff and, you know, give him a hand and whatever. And he's just a good dude. I mean, he is. And you know him, you know, and Shane can attest to that too. You know what I mean? Like, we try to help people when we can, and this is a platform that I can use to help people. And I do love helping people because I like to pay it forward. So God works in mysterious ways. And I know God will work in mysterious ways when we play the Ravens and we kick their ass. So Raven guy, Cleveland guy, Cincinnati guy, good luck to you, but you're going to need it facing the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025. Doesn't matter. That's as serious as I can get. But hey, we do appreciate you guys coming on again. It's an honor to entertain you guys in the chat. You guys are all great. This Steeler community is something that I honestly treasure. It's a positive thing, and you guys don't get any better in this. And you guys, help us out, by watching our stuff and supporting me and Shane, supporting Mark. And it was good that we got together with Mark and it expanded our Steeler stuff. So before I get out of here, one more thing I got to promote, and it's June 22nd, Redemption. I'm going to be putting posters up because it's going to be showtime, 9 exciting matches. You can go to www.apwfwrestling.com, Indiana, Pennsylvania, the S&T Bank Arena. Rhino will be there. So I got to start doing that too. So the promotion and promoting wrestling is very, very hard too, besides living. You know how that goes, Shane.
Word.
Yeah. So everybody, thank you.
Triple B.
Thank you.
We'll see you there tomorrow night.
Yeah, we appreciate it. I'll be around at 9:00 because I finished watching Andor. And I'll talk about it tomorrow and some other stuff. But Shane, thank you as always for coming on.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, Bubba.
Okay, guys. Thank you, guys. 2025 Steelers schedule is out. The time is now. Steeler fans, grab your terrible towels. Put it on the calendar on your refrigerator. Circle those dates. Those dates will be beating the Ravens, beating Cincinnati, beating Cleveland, taking the division at the end of January, before January, end of December. Peace out, people. I'm so excited. That's because I don't watch Twitter and I didn't know anything was going on, Shane.
Me neither.
Good night, everybody. See you, Shane.
See you, Bubba. See you, Chad.